Japan is creating food so bold, so inventive, and so mind-bending that you'll question how any of it is even real. Here are 10 insane Japanese food creations you've never seen before. Bintarashi dango. In Japan, even something as simple as a rice dumpling turns into a little moment you don't forget. Bintarashi dango looks soft and harmless at first, but the second that glossy soy glaze hits the warm dumpling, everything changes. It's sweet, savory, and just smoky enough to pull you in for another bite without thinking. The chew is perfect, bouncy, tender, comforting. Exactly the kind of texture Japan always nails. You'll see these at shrines, parks, small stands near temples, the kind of places where the air feels calm and the food tastes better for no reason. And if you've seen anime, you already know the vibe. One skewer, and you instantly get why people keep coming back for this classic street snack. But Japan doesn't stop at simple street snacks because the next creation takes things to a whole new level of crazy. Gigantic sushi roll. Japan took sushi and said, let's break every rule. The gigantic Umawaka sushi roll is so huge it looks like a food challenge, but it's actually made for sharing. A massive roll weighing over 11 pounds and packed with more than 10 kinds of fresh seafood. Tuna, salmon, shrimp, crab, roe. Every slice feels like its own celebration. When it hits the table, people don't talk, they stare. Then the knife cuts through, revealing layers of bright colors stacked like edible art. It's the kind of dish families order for birthdays, holidays, or any moment that deserves something unforgettable. One bite gives you freshness, richness, and that clean ocean flavor all at once. It's big, bold, and completely unforgettable. And just when you think Japan can't get any more inventive, they turn eating noodles into a full-on summer game. Nagashi. Nagashi somen isn't just food. It's an experience that feels like summer in Japan. Imagine thin, chilled noodles rushing down a long bamboo slide with cold water flowing nonstop. You're standing there, chopsticks ready, trying to snag them as they zoom past. Miss one? Don't worry, another comes right behind it. The moment you catch the noodles, you dip them into a light, savory sauce and slurp them up before they warm. It's refreshing, playful, and honestly way more fun than it should be. Families, couples, tourists, everyone lines up for it when the weather gets hot. It's simple, cool, and impossible not to smile while eating. Only Japan could turn noodles into a mini summer game. But not every wild food is flashy. Sometimes Japan surprises you with something simple, perfect, and unbelievably well made. Onigiri from Japan's top shop. In Japan, onigiri isn't just a snack, it's comfort you can hold in your hand. But at the country's top-rated onigiri shop, they take this classic to a whole new level. The rice is unbelievably fluffy, almost cloud-like, shaped with care so every bite feels warm and familiar. Inside, you get fillings that actually taste fresh. Salmon, tuna mayo, pickled plum, spicy cod roe, and so many more. And the best part? It costs about $4. You get quality that feels like it should be twice the price. People line up early, grab one, and walk out smiling because something this simple shouldn't taste this good. Portable, filling, and rooted in tradition, this shop proves that even the most humble foods can be unforgettable. Then again, Japan always finds a way to flip the script, and the next snack does it in the boldest way possible. Giant crab senbei. This is the kind of snack that makes you stop mid-walk and go, wait, is that a whole crab? The giant crab senbei takes an entire crab, legs, shell, everything, and presses it into a scorching hot iron with a thin batter. A few seconds later, it becomes a huge, crispy cracker that's as wild to look at as it is to eat. The crunch hits first, loud and sharp, followed by a deep, salty flavor that tastes like the ocean in the best way. It's savory, it's bold, and it's the kind of street food you bite into just to see how crazy it really is. Japan doesn't just make snacks, they turn them into edible surprises. One bite is enough to understand why this cracker went viral. And if you think that was unusual, wait until you see how Japan rewrites the rules on a global classic. Matcha pizza. Only Japan could look at pizza and think, let's swap the tomato sauce for matcha. And somehow it works. Instead of the usual red base, you get a smooth matcha green tea sauce that's slightly sweet, a little earthy, and surprisingly comforting. The cheese then melts directly on top, combining the flavors in a way that shouldn't make sense but does. It's creamy, salty, sweet, and unlike anything you've ever had. The texture of each bite is familiar, yet the taste is completely different. Taking an Italian classic and transforming it into something vibrant and lively is the epitome of Japan's daring inventiveness. You don't eat this to compare it to pizza, you eat it to experience something completely different. But Japan's creativity doesn't slow down, not even when it comes to dessert. Squid ink ice cream. Japan has a talent for turning the unexpected into a dessert, and squid ink ice cream is the perfect example. Jet black and dramatic, it looks almost unreal, like something straight out of a futuristic movie. But the flavor, is what surprises people most. It's creamy, smooth, and slightly salty with a subtle ocean note that somehow works beautifully with the sweetness. This odd-looking treat has an unintentional health benefit thanks to the squid ink's abundance of antioxidants. Locals value its distinct depth, but tourists order it for the shock factor. It's cold, rich, oddly refreshing, and definitely not something you forget after trying. It's the kind of dessert that makes you rethink what ice cream can be. And from futuristic desserts, we go straight back to a technique that's been loved for centuries: clay-baked chicken clay. Baking sounds ancient, and that's because it is. This method goes back centuries, and Japan still does it the old-school way. The chicken is seasoned, wrapped tightly in layers of clay, then slow-baked until the shell hardens like a rock. When it's cracked open, steam rushes out and the aroma hits instantly. The meat inside? Incredibly juicy, tender, and infused with every spice and herb used. The clay locks in moisture better than any modern kitchen tool. It tastes rustic, clean, and deeply comforting, like food with a story behind it. This technique transforms simple chicken into something that feels ceremonial. One bite, and you can tell this isn't just cooking, it's tradition being honored in the most flavorful way. Then Japan jumps right back to modern creativity with one of the coolest twists on pasta you'll ever see. One noodle carbonara. Leave it to Japan to take Italian carbonara and turn it into a visual masterpiece. At Meat and Cheese Foreign, they serve an entire carbonara dish made from one long, continuous noodle. It's as much a performance as it is a meal. The chef twirls the noodles into the bowl with precision, then coats it in a silky, creamy carbonara sauce that's rich without being heavy. Pancetta, cheese, pepper, it's all there. But the Japanese presentation makes it feel elevated and playful. You get the full comfort of classic carbonara, but with a twist that makes the dining experience unforgettable. It's fun, it's flavorful, and it proves that creativity in Japan restaurants doesn't stop at fusion. It becomes an art form. And after turning pasta into performance art, Japan switches gears again, this time transforming a classic dessert into something you've never tasted before. Creme brulee, fried sando Japan, has a gift for taking classic desserts and flipping them into something completely new, and the creme brulee fried sando is a perfect example. Imagine a warm, fluffy sandwich filled with creamy custard, then topped with sugar that's torched right in front of you until it hardens into that iconic caramelized crunch. The moment you bite in, you get the crack of the top layer followed by the soft, rich custard inside. It's pure satisfaction. The cost, just a few bucks for something that tastes like an upscale dessert, makes it even better. Watching it being made adds to the fun because seeing that sugar melt and bubble feels like a small show. It's sweet, crispy, warm, and unforgettable. Japan doesn't just make food, they reinvent it, twist it, and turn it into something you can't forget. If you want more insane discoveries like this, hit that subscribe button, and let's keep exploring the wildest food creations.